Yo,
Yeah. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of say we're just saying. I'm just saying, and again, it is episode 5. We've made it this far, and we are not stopping now. We definitely got a great show for you guys today. We're gonna be just talk about a couple topics. We're gonna definitely be talking about this Castlevania review of the new Nocturnal series. Black people represent, and we also gonna have a really I don't want to say hardcore discussion, but we're gonna really dive deep into what is considered an anime. A lot of people is based off of who makes it or where it's made or how it's made and certain animation styles, so on and so forth. At this point, uh I feel like it's just the world trying to evolutionize what's was already settled, but who knows? So, with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and get into a show with the first topic. But before we go ahead and do that, let's go ahead and introduce ourselves. You already know me. It's your boy Leo the Moon Man here, bringing to you live one time. Got to smoke up as always, and I got my boy Banana Boat Tay. What up, Banana?
you're here. What up with you? You know, so crazy, bro.
What
I forgot I was gonna have on a mask this whole podcast.
you say? You gonna have what?
I was gonna have on a mask this whole podcast. I
Oh,
forgot about it.
for Halloween.
I just damn where it go? Oh, it's right here. I was gonna wear this the whole podcast, and I forgot all about that shit. One thing also, I forgot that
I
I
mean, you want to
wanted
just
Leo to
do a quick edit out and start over?
I wanted Leo to do the introduction today, and he went on and he picked it up. We didn't talk about it beforehand. He
Nah.
went into it.
My cue was if this doesn't say nothing in the first 2 seconds, I pick it up.
Yeah.
It was a quick handoff play. He was supposed to throw the ball, but I ran. He just gave it to me. He was like,
It's like, here, take the shit, take it. Because Leo does introductions better than me, even though it's crazy because I introduce a lot of podcasts.
I just talk a lot. I'm not even like this I'm on the stage type of person. You actually put me on stage in front of a whole bunch of people. I got this nervous tick where my hands start shaking. I feel like I look like a fiend.
Yeah, nah. That's what's so crazy is that everything else podcast wise I do very well.
Mm-hmm.
That's even with my streaming. It's just the intros and outros. I don't do those well. It's just somebody don't sync up right with me.
Is that still loading? Still loading.
But since Leo knows more about this topic than I do per se, this is gonna be kind of like his introducing me to the series because something I'm supposed to be watching, but I just had a bunch of shit going on. I ain't been able to watch it, but we're gonna get into the Castlevania review.
Yeah, same thing because I damn sure didn't know a goddamn thing about One Piece when we did that review. So
yeah.
Definitely will take the lead on this one. So Castlevania Nocturnal. If anybody's a fan of Castlevania, you should already have an expectation of what this one's going to kind of be about. Now, based off, I'm going to try to make this as spoiler free as possible. I will only mention main characters and try to be as spoiler free as possible. But Castlevania Nocturne is a continuation of the Castlevania series, even regarding the lore and everything else. However, it is a huge time skip. We're talking about generations and generations later, and now we're at Richter Belmont. And of course, after if it wasn't going to be Richter, it's most likely going to be Simon if they just decided to go back then. But they had the original Belmont, and then now we're back. Now we're at Richter in his era of slaying vampires. Now, at this point, as you know from if anybody has seen the first series, which is just Castlevania by itself, and right, bro, it's been years, so I'm going to spoil shit about that part. Yeah. With Trevor and I honestly forgot her name. The speaker that he was with that does the magic, they of course fucked and most likely had a baby, and then that became the new line generation of Belmonts. So now Belmonts are now capable of not only being master vampire hunters regarding using the whips, swords, daggers, and any other type of various weapons they train with. They also know how to do magic now. And everybody knows if you've seen the first season, the way that speaker was fucking shit up with magic. I was shocked to know that she was capable of any of that. You know, seeing that her people and those type of people were introduced to the show as just like monks. They're like monks that can do magic, but go to town and just try to spread the word of knowledge and spread stories and shit. So you didn't think that one of them had the combat capabilities of keeping up with Trevor Belmont. You know what I'm saying? So she did really some fly shit, but I ain't gonna dive too deep into that.
That's what I was going to say. So, quick question about Nocturne.
Mm-hmm.
Do you specifically have to watch the original Castlevania to watch this?
Absolutely
series?
not.
That was my main question.
You will.
I wasn't going to.
Yeah. So this is like one of those shows that they continue on the lore because clearly, like every Castlevania game does the same thing, right? Mm-hmm. But it's just the appreciation. If you played the first one, you would 100% appreciate this anime more because of the things that they're showing you. That was like, oh, I remember that. You know, I remember that. And so on and so forth. So and blah, blah, blah. So, guy, it's something I want to talk about, but I can't mention a character because it's kind of a spoiler that this character even shows up. Because I was shocked. I don't want to.
Try not to spoil it for the audience or me.
In the audience for
because I was going to say because me, I'm not gonna.
I know. But it's just for audience. I didn't want to spoil that because like that was a fucking oh shit moment when I saw it and they popped it up on the last episode. So, to speak on the art direction, there clearly was a change, like between the last season and this. And I'm not gonna say that I don't like the change. It's kind of dope. And it's really difficult for me to try to express what it like resembles to me because you know how like certain anime styles, a lot of things have really bold lines. You know, everything is clear definition versus like Korean anime where it's like sometimes they'll have an opening and like they'll use skinnier lines or a brush paint like they're trying to write kanji or some shit like that. Yeah. And this anime direction definitely changed. And the reason why I was trying to bring that up as a reference is because the only way you can reference that is one of the characters from the other show. Like none of these characters in Nocturne, other than the one I'm trying not to spoil, popped up from the other show. So once you see what that character looks like now versus what he looked like, what it looks like in the other show, I'm trying to avoid pronouns and everything, bro. You could clearly see the difference. So, just to talk a little bit more about it, I think the pacing of the show was amazing. It, starts off with Richter as a child and just his journey growing up, and then they have this. I'm not gonna say this is a spoiler. They just have a new big bad. Like Dracula was clearly the big bad of the first one. The new big bad of this one is a character I'm not going to name, but it's a vampire who they call the Vampire Messiah. And it's supposed to be the vampire who can devour light. And it's pretty much the same shit as what they try to do in Bleed 2 when they were trying to pretty much like, I'm going to eat the sun, but instead of eating the sun or doing something to block the sun, they were trying to make themselves be invulnerable to daylight. It's same shit as fucking Demon Slayer with Muzan and so on and so forth. So same deal, different big bad, and there's no way you could avoid this character, but there's a new black character. You've seen two. You had to see two by now. One's a female and one's a male. One looks like a pimp with the slickest black hair I've ever seen in my goddamn life, and he's from America. That's the funny part about it. And then they got one from I think the Caribbean islands, and she's black, and she has like she was one of the most dopest black characters I've ever seen in an anime. So not to go like I said too far deep in it. Personally, regarding the show, I think the show is completely well drawn. I think it is on its way to being better than the first one, depending on how the next few seasons come. This entire season was more like an introductory season, so don't have super high expectations of some really dope shit. There is enough shit to keep you engaged, but it's definitely gonna keep you wanting more, especially until the next season drops. So
that's what I was going to say. So do you think with this first season, because pretty much I feel like because I not necessarily call it like a reboot type series or anything, but anytime
that's a continuation.
So anytime a show gets a continuation after a few years or so, a lot of people feel like it's with the energy of having people go back and watch the original as well. Do you think it succeeded with that in the first season?
Well, you said in the first season to make you want to go back and watch the first one?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Unless the only thing that would make me want to go back to the first season is just my own curiosity, right? It's literally just my own curiosity of wanting to know what happened. Nothing in the first season even remotely kind of talks about what the fuck happens, other than, like Trevor Belmont talk about, not Trevor Belmont, but Richter talk about his ancestors and what happened in the past and what he thought happened. Outside of that, there's really no deep in-depth information that makes you feel intrigued to go watch the first season. You know what I'm saying? The only thing that make from that show that probably makes you want to go watch the first season is the animation style and the fights. You're just like, oh, this shit was like this and this one. I gotta go see what was going on in the original. Outside of that, lore wise, nah, I wouldn't think so.
Okay. That's what I kind of consider like a Arcane. When Arcane came out, it was so dope, but it didn't make me want to go dive into all the lore of everything.
I don't think it was supposed to.
A dope show. I
don't think it was supposed to. I couldn't do it. Like, nah. That's like diving in. That's like oh yeah, Overwatch has a show and I gotta go dive in. I seen Overwatch's lore. It's ridiculous. I'm good. But nah. LOL's too big of a world for them to sit here and just throw it all upon us now. It's, you know what I'm saying? See, Star Wars had to work up a little bit by little bit, you know what I'm saying? Now imagine if Star Wars were where it was now and the first movie dropped.
And that's
like the idea of the world universe is already created to where it is now. But the first time you got to see Star Wars was now, and it was just like,
yeah, and that's even with Star Wars. They couldn't even throw all the lore at you in movies. They had to do side shit in order to get lore out. Like you weren't gonna be able to do all that shit.
They had to put the lore in video games. The video games, the comic books, the TV shows, the cartoons, and the movies are all connected. I swear, Star Wars is the only piece of media that has touched every means of exposure, and they're all canon. I ain't gonna say
I'm saying the majority of it is canon.
Majority
like a good portion of it is canon. Yeah,
I remember they said, what was it? Fucking what game was that? It was a game that they were going to re-release, the Old Republic. Old Republic 2?
Old Republic.
Yeah, the Old Republic, some shit like that. Yeah, they said like that was lore, but then like Disney came in and was like retconned the shit, and it was like nah, and like a lot of people was pissed about that shit. So, but Castlevania is a I would say is a tight knit series. I mean, granted, they still making games to this day that carries on, but I don't think
that's another question I have about it, because we know the Castlevania games have wonderful soundtracks. How's the soundtrack in the show?
I'm gonna be honest with you, I was not paying that much attention to
I was just gonna say, the way you responded, I was like, he probably would even.
I really was not paying close attention to the score, and I should be, but the way my ADHD is, I'm visually engaged into the shit. Like the ones that sound, because they play music during like hype moments, and my ass is too engaged on the details of hype moments and trying to pay attention to what minor they're playing in.
See, I'm such a soundtrack head though, that like if the soundtrack has to be good in shows to keep me fully involved in it, because they playing some bullshit in the background, it throws me completely out of focus, because I immediately be like, what the fuck is why did y'all choose this?
That's all. Let me rephrase that. I don't pay attention to it because I have nothing to complain about.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I have to be like, what the fuck am I listening to while I'm watching that shit? Then it's a problem. So by default, if I don't have anything bad to say, I would consider it good. I don't know if it's good to your opinion because I wasn't really paying that close attention, but it wasn't something I was like, what the fuck? Like, why is this tone is off? Or, or some shit like that. That I definitely would have done.
That's what the next podcast I'm gonna give a Castlevania Nocturne soundtrack review. Because I promise you don't be paying attention to it.
I'll say this. If you are black, watch that shit. You will be, if you are black and you've been wanting representation in anime or anime like whatever the fuck case may be, watch this shit. This shit touches so much on slavery, it's ridiculous. And I loved how they use that era to play with the hierarchy of like vampires and shit, and, taking over the rich and looking down on the poor. And we're pretty much like, because that's what, like, we're like chickens. Like we're dead ass like how we treat chickens. If chickens had a society while they were just waiting to die the next day, that's us in Castlevania, pretty much.
That's my whole gripe with like regular like slave movies and things like that now is that I just we've seen so many of them, consumed so many of them in the same format that seeing them in a different format is always good to me.
That's why Django was so dope.
Yeah,
everybody loved Django.
Yeah,
everybody loved fucking Django. That shit was too funny.
But all right,
Django was so dope. Leonardo got away with saying the N-word and nobody complained about it. But
man, also raped his
Thunder was an issue.
His real blood on Kerry Washington's face.
I wasn't even talking about that part. That's just Leonardo being Leonardo. You know what I'm saying? Like that was just some really.
That was so crazy about him saying nigga though is that apparently he was having like struggles with saying it.
Oh yeah,
during the filming of it.
Yeah,
and David Foster told him he asked him about it when they were Samuel Jackson. He was like, "What the fuck, motherfucker, making this money?" Whatever. They said Leonardo snapped into character after that shit. He needed
permission. Quentin Tarantino couldn't give him that permission. Quentin Tarantino wrote the script. He was like, just say the goddamn word. He was like, but you're white. I can't do that.
They say he snapped so much so in the character, they was like, we didn't even know if Leo was going to be able to snap back.
He told Leo, he said, Leo, we're your property. Right? You have to look at, we are your property. We're nothing. We are not in the same line. And he said the nigga came back the same day, didn't even make eye contact with the nigga. He was like, all right, bitch, time to get all right, bitch, time to get to work.
Oh man. All right, moving on. We're gonna slide into the next topic. So Microsoft is out here trying to pull a Disney. Not as strong as Disney, but
I wouldn't say they're trying to pull
I don't know, bro.
That is not the topic of
the topic is them buying Activision, but they kind of pulling a Disney.
Okay, listen. Let's be honest. Sony been doing this Disney shit. Like you keep on saying that Microsoft trying to pull a Disney. If anything, I'll be like Microsoft trying to catch the fuck up.
Like they might be, but
right now
at an exceeded rate.
Okay, they bought like what 2 companies?
No, they got like 7 on their books.
No. But what I'm saying is that as of recently, because you said they're trying to do it quick, I'm like Bethesda, which everybody considers this like this mammoth. I don't consider Bethesda a mammoth. I'm sorry. I know they have like really good games, but I don't consider them like a Ubisoft. I don't consider for the fact that Bethesda had their own like E3 section. I'm like, what the fuck? Like it really baffled me. Like, what the fuck are they going to talk about other than Fallout? That's in the other game that they made.
I have gripes with Bethesda right now anyway.
That too. Fallout 76 was terrible. Fallout 5 was shot low below the bar. It wasn't terrible, but it did shoot low compared to its predecessor.
I tried to play one of your old games for Spooky Month, and that motherfucker crashed every time I got to an objective. Nigga, they kept telling me grab keys. Every time I grabbed the keys, my nigga just froze on the screen. And this was on, I even tried it on PC just to make sure it wasn't just my PlayStation. And even I was like, well, guess y'all ain't getting Evil Within for this month. But that is a good. What else does Bethesda have other than the Evil Within?
Let's look. Let's look it up. Why not? Right. Let's look up Bethesda's games list.
And while you do that, I got the other little fucking screen of everything.
Yeah, go ahead and
everything Microsoft done bought recently.
All right, so let's just before we talk about Microsoft in total, we're going to talk about one of their purchases, right? So I'm going to go ahead and present this real quick. There we go. So this is Bethesda's list of games, right? They just came out with Starfield. I don't really give a fuck, but I know a lot of people are definitely enjoying it, and I heard of some and seen some complaints. So there for me. Hi-Fi Rush. That game was the best thing they've ever dropped, in my opinion. I'm sorry, and that's just me. I fucking love that game, and that's like the only thing I can ever say about any Bethesda type game, like. So just want to go ahead and just quickly rush through them. I ain't gonna say anything, give a review on these shits. Let's talk about the main titles. So Starfield, good, but I heard complaints. Ghostwire Tokyo shot so fucking low.
Yeah, I was just gonna say
it's super disappointment for the way I drew this up.
It was painted like it was gonna be dope as shit.
I was expecting to do some really like Dead Space, Resident Evil type action. You know what I'm saying? In first person, but in a really scary ass environment. You gave us an empty horror environment. I've never played a horror video game. I was like, I'm not scared. And that's why I'm realizing that this isn't even a horror game. This is an action game just themed about horror shit. And I'm just like, yeah, fuck that. Resident Evil did it better. I played Resident Evil 4 and I just got scared on that game. And that game was in daylight. You know what I'm saying? Like, regenerators and shit. Everybody knows about Quake. That's a classic. Doom is a classic. Evil Within, I'll give him that. 2 amazing games for me. Especially Evil Within 2 was on par with games like Resident Evil. I was even the remake. If it was made in this time, they could have really probably did some shit with that. Redfall was a flop.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think nobody really remembers Rogue Warrior like that. Because I think that was their version of the Punisher when that game came out and got hot. We're not going to even talk about the Elder Scrolls series because everybody fucking loves the Elder Scrolls. Like, Elder Scrolls and Fallout is what they're surviving off of, like fan base wise. So, Brink fucking pissed me off. Not going to go dive into that. That game was a fucking huge disappointment.
I was going to say, I got maybe like 15 minutes into Brink when I played it.
Bro, I played hours of Brink in hopes that this game was going to be good. Because I boosted that game up. I was sitting there watching every fucking trailer. I was like free running with guns. And Mirror's Edge just already like filled that hole. And it was like getting smaller. I'm waiting for the next like free running experience. And all you do is show off the fact that you can free run and gun down shit. And then you execute it like shit.
And then what is it? Ghost Runner came out and did the shit way better. Like a few
you mean
years
the ninja game? The cyber ninja game?
Yeah.
I played that shit too. But Ghost Runner is a single player experience. But it's also like Ghost Runner is a very niche ass category. It's like one of those what they call it? It's a game for speedrunners. Because it's not much action to it. Because everything is streamlined. You know what I'm saying? Everything is streamlined to you just need to figure out how to do this, that, and kill this nigga, and then this, that, and that, and then kill this nigga, and this, that, and kill this nigga. If you can find the sequence, that's all it is. It's just you looking for the sequence, executing the sequence, and then doing it perfectly without fucking dying throughout the entire stage. But to me, there's no like freedom of as if it was an actual action game and shit. So, but it was a dope ass experience. I'm not gonna say it wasn't. They don't make burnouts no more. Now we're really going back in like the early 90s. I mean, the late 90s and early 2000s. But I liked Fallout Shelter. So out of all these games I'm seeing, from my understanding, from my perspective, I know Fallout Shelter did well because that was a free to play. Skyrim, they've made 20 fucking times already. High Five Rush was good. The Evil Within. And maybe Fallout 4. New Vegas wasn't theirs. That was New Vegas was made by Obsidian, who made the game that pissed them off. I forgot the space version of Fallout. Yeah. I really don't give a fuck about Star Trek. There's probably people that love this shit, but I don't know. So everybody's talking about that, Bethesda being the purchase. I'm like, I think that was a really small purchase. I think they present themselves as a huge, big ass, like, stamp in this game, but I do not think so. From my opinion, like, it's just the same way like how Ubisoft is kind of going downhill because of all the flops that they're releasing. I think Bethesda's been that, and they're no longer an A-rank studio for me. They're like B- on their way down to C. So when Xbox bought Activision, I'm like, yeah, like now that is a monster. You know what I'm saying? Activision, they got Blizzard now, and so on and so forth. That's a monster purchase. So what we got here?
That's what they've gotten.
They got MLG.
Yeah.
Oh, they got MLG.
That's what I told you, bro. They're collecting a good number of things, bro.
Ooh, I didn't know they got MLG. Ooh, damn. Yeah, I got zoom in. That means she's like.
Let me see.
Yeah, that was fine. Just zoom in on the Activision part. Like, we don't need to see really much of anything else besides the Activision and the Blizzard.
So I'm trying to see if it's gonna go further.
All right, so they got High Moon that works on Call of Duty, Transformer, and Destiny. Wait, we got Destiny?
Mm-hmm.
We didn't get Destiny. I thought I was on the PlayStation. Oh no. Oh no. Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, Skylanders, and Tony Hawk, Crash Bandicoot, Call of Duty. They working on them too. They working on Call of Duty for mobile, Call of Duty Warzone, building multiplayer tech, Demonware, like matchmaking and shit. They could possibly make it better. They could throw some money behind that shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Support studios on Activision games. Call of Duty, working on Call of Duty more Activision. Okay. And they got every single thing from Blizzard. So here's what I always felt.
Have they always had Battle.net?
Who?
Microsoft.
Where Battle.net at?
Right here.
Oh, down here? No, that's when they got Activision. They got Blizzard. Battle.net is Blizzard.
Oh, okay.
So this is what I've always felt Microsoft mission was. And I'll say this by starting this off with a little story. Back in a long, long time ago, there was a land where 4 generations of consoles lived in peace until the Fire Nation decided to run through. And that Fire Nation was PlayStation. They said, nah, nigga, we doing amazing with the PlayStation 2. We about to just shit on the game. Japanese ingenuity. Fucking dope ass release titles, God of War, fucking Sly Cooper, Crash Bandicoot, the whole nine, bro. The PlayStation shit had a whole thing, right? So they were a mammoth. They were stamping the game, right? They just wanted to stamp everybody else out because more money. I get more money to people on PlayStation. They knew they couldn't touch Nintendo. So Xbox came out of nowhere and just tried to be this humbling new game system. I just wanted a piece of the pie. Just a piece of the pie. Just like Dreamcast did until PlayStation stomped them out. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows that Dreamcast was the air temple. You know what I'm saying? That's why I had the little swirly gig on the little swirly gig as a symbol because it knew what it was. It was peaceful. It was just trying to go with the breeze. And Fire Nation was like, fuck that. So with the Earth Nation, Xbox.
I was just gonna say
Xbox came in and they started to build their Ba Sing Se. You know what I'm saying?
I hate how great this analogy is right now. I'm not gonna lie to you. Cause then I thought about it because fucking Nintendo's the water tribe.
And they're in Antarctica. They're far away, just doing so their own shit.
The Fire Nation can't come fuck with them because they ain't got no sun.
And when the moon comes out, a system like the Switch or the Nintendo 3DS comes out. You know what I'm saying? Every once in a full moon.
I hate how great this analogy is, bro.
So right, Xbox comes in. They get The Rock dressed cosplaying as what's his name from Yu Yu Hakusho. Coming to telling niggas The Rock puts a stamp on Xbox just to make it stronger, right? And they start building their Ba Sing Se, building up their walls and defenses. Halo, you know what I'm saying? Fucking what other Mech Warriors? Just trying to think of some more Xbox originals. I can't think of them right now, but Xbox was here and they were here to stay. And PlayStation was like, nah, nigga, I don't like this. And they tried to push them out. But Ba Sing Se, my nigga, how many times Fire Nation tried to come at Ba Sing Se? And they still couldn't take it over. You see what I'm saying? So now we're here.
I just hate that this fucking analogy made you completely right. This is the analogy worked too well. I can't combat this now because of the fucking analogy. The analogy works too well. I can't even fucking combat it.
So there's no Avatar in the Air Nation because clearly Dreamcast is gone still, right? But the Earth to Kingdom said, we'll represent y'all and took their controller. Right, the whole AXBY, same shit,
yeah.
Same thing. The triggers too. You know what I'm saying, and they put it on the Duke, and that big ass Xbox symbol that was in the middle was the big ass part where the memory card goes for the Dreamcast, and the exact same part where you put the memory card in for the Xbox Duke controllers too, except it just didn't have a screen, so they just blocked it all with a big ass Xbox symbol.
Yeah.
So, they were trying to represent. It was like, I felt like Microsoft came up and was like, you know what, Air Kingdom, we understand that they fucked you up. Here, just come here with us. Stay behind our walls. We'll try to do what we can do. You know what I'm saying? So, again, now we're here. PlayStation is this monster kingdom that just can't be fucking touched. You know what I'm saying? And when they want to bully, they want to bully, and so on and so forth. They've already created this ridiculous army of people because of PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 3, how great those consoles were to creating these stands of soldiers that will sit here and attack anyone and anything that's not PlayStation. Sometimes they'll attack themselves, you know what I'm saying? But at this point, it don't matter because y'all will complain and still give them your money.
That's what I was going to say. So the one I've always had both consoles up until PS4 came out. The only thing that has kept Xbox relevant in my head is becoming a PC gamer, and that's because they got the fucking Xbox Game Pass. You can play their games on fucking PC. PlayStation, they ain't got that yet. And they still over there fighting it for whatever reason. I don't know why they really fighting it like that. They can have it set up. They can get it working. I don't know why they fight it. Because if they had something similar to the thing, then who knows if I would even still be talking about Xbox at this point.
But see, my issue is with Sony not being cooperative on the sake of their community, right? We would have had crossplay a lot sooner. Would have cooperated. Sony was the only reason why the whole crossplay, when it was supposed to have started originally, did not start. And they wanted to be greedy. You know what I'm saying? They wanted a certain takes and so on and so forth and blah, 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 blah. I really don't know the necessarily details. All I know is they were the ones who pretty much stopped that type of shit. And granted, between Nintendo, Xbox, and Nintendo, Microsoft, and Sony, all three of them can literally have a talk just to build a network for crossplay, and they all three have a say-so on. You know what I'm saying? They put all the best top guys on this project and make cross-playing for every single game that's multiplayer, so therefore you can create the area for these developers to sit here and provide crossplays to their game. Only reason crossplays don't happen is because either they don't have access to that technology or you told them no.
That's what. So now that we on fucking analogies and we talking about the crossplay and everything, does that make Fortnite Soldier Boy? now that we on fucking analogies, so just
yes. And now that I'm me thinking about it, I would have to say yes, because Fortnite brought something to the game that nobody cared about until, for some reason, niggas started caring about it. I'm like, why? Why would you? It was something that's just so obscene to sit here and have to pay for like visual items. Like, I'm not gonna say like cosmetics didn't exist before, but they damn sure weren't like $20, $30 and shit like that. Like what makes that shit $20, $30?
Like we don't get the Nicki Minaj and Snoop Dogg's 21 Savage, the fucking the boys characters in Call of Duty without Fortnite happening.
Bro, 100. That's the only reason why it's happening. They're like, bro, people were looking at Fortnite. Fortnite was doing what they were doing for a long time before anybody decided to copy. And I hate the fact that people feel like they have to copy. Like, you can be great in your own regards. Call of Duty I'll say this with my heart showing out. I doubt it that Call of Duty sales increased because Nicki Minaj was dropped. I doubt it that sales increased because 21 Savage had a voice line that said 21, 21, 21, 21. You know what I'm saying? It just sounds ridiculous.
They trying to find whatever their thing is going to increase themselves, like everything Fortnite does increase theirs, because Fortnite has a bunch of characters that they've dropped that increased their sales when it seemed like the game was like disappearing.
That too. But this is what I want to say on this too. Fortnite started off doing this. Right? Granted, their game was not a battle royale at first, but when the battle royale came out and seasons started dropping, these whole cameo characters and shit, that was their niche. And they knew that. But when you try to add that niche to something that was already established, it's kind of fucking weird.
That's what's so crazy, because I'm not even gonna hold you. Fortnite is the first game in my adult life that I spent money on cosmetics. When Fortnite was first hot and I was like hopped into Fortnite and was playing it. Matter of fact, even before I was heavy into shit, because I didn't have a knowledge of what a fucking battle pass was, or that you got skins with a fucking battle pass and none of that shit. So immediately I get in there, I'm like, well, I'm not wearing the fucking plain ass skin when I hopped in this bitch. And this was like season 4 of Fortnite. So like early on Fortnite. I hopped right in, went and got a fucking PlayStation card, put that bitch on the system, and bought one of the fucking characters in Fortnite just so I wouldn't be in that bitch playing. So, and then I found out, oh, it's a battle pass with skins in it. All you gotta do is buy the fucking battle pass. And now all of a sudden, all I see myself is now playing Fortnite heavy. So guess what? I got the battle pass every season. And now I'm more into battle passes and other games because of Fortnite. It's weird. Fortnite Soldier Boy.
I mean, it is. The whole battle royale thing, they definitely, even with PUBG doing it, like not a lot of people was in it because like PUBG when it first came out, and I know we're straying so far away from the fucking topic right now. Like we might as well go ahead and pull this off, right? We're not talking about Microsoft anymore. PUBG started it, right? Clearly, and what they did was acceptable. Like it's the first time anybody's really done anything like this. It's a kind of ridiculously realistic shooter. You know what I'm saying? But you know how when games come out on PC, they kind of don't look well polished.
Mm-hmm.
That's what this state of game was in, right? That game did not look well polished at all. Like the how you supposed to play and everything worked out and so on and so forth. But like people had to look past a lot of shit to be like, okay, I'll play the game. You know what I'm saying? So for Fortnite, again, you're already working off of the fact that it had a single player mode first that was co-op, right? And that was just defend your base type shit. And everybody loved that. I loved, bro. I played the fuck out of that mode. And I low key kind of miss it. But when Battle Royale dropped, you're playing the same characters that you sat there and it took all day to collect, and you're playing them in the same format that you know of that you probably didn't fuck with. But now you're already on a game that's giving you a free mode to play the same mode that the only game you could play it on costs like $30. And you don't want to spend $30 on that and the aesthetic and so on and so forth. But hey, that $30 mode is free here.
Yeah.
As long as you already played the game. And they already had a lot of people hooked. So the whole Pixar color thing, like the same thing that Overwatch is following and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Their aesthetic was already stacked. Their fun was already stacked. All they did was wrap a different thing around it, which was Battle Royale. It was already set in stone. That's how I'm saying they popularized the fuck out of that shit.
Fortnite doesn't get a lot. That's what it's so crazy that this whole Soulja Boy thing is like, it don't get a lot of credit for like blowing other shit up. Like, so Twitch was already a thing. Twitch was already a thing. Motherfuckers were streaming on Twitch, everything.
Hold on real quick. Before we go on, I want to clear that up. That was a comment you just made up.
About Soulja Boy not getting credit?
I get what you're saying about the whole Soulja Boy reference, but beyond that part where it's like, I don't get why. I do when it comes to Soulja Boy. I get why. But that's a music thing. I just wanted to just say
no. Okay, so music wise, yes,
that's where you lost me at.
So Soulja Boy doesn't get credit for like this whole streaming wave and YouTube
he does get credit.
Music.
He gets credit for fucking up the game.
He gets credit from every game.
I say he gets credit for he gets credit for exactly what you said because that shit fucked up the game. That shit, like he fucked up hip hop, but that's my.
I mean, if you want to consider that,
I consider how he went about doing things a completely different way, but the shit that he was putting out there, like let me say this. I felt like he had to do what he did because his music wasn't that great to sit here and throw it out there the old-fashioned way. Because remember, the old-fashioned way, we had checks and balances. Niggas had to make sure that shit was good before it hit the radio waves. I had people at a radio station making sure that, listen, like that's why niggas was sitting there waiting outside of parking lots and shit just to give niggas a mixtape. You know what I'm saying? Versus, hey, I'm gonna sneak on fucking what's it LimeWire and then put my song in there, but call it something completely different so niggas can accidentally hear it.
I mean, hey, look. You can say it's fucking up hip hop or whatever you want to say about it, bro. But all you just said to me was, I'm like, I mean, he kind of helped these niggas out. That's all I'm saying. Like, he helped these niggas out. But the reason I brought that up is
greater good.
So, like, Twitch Twitch was like, it was heavily a thing. Like, it was a thing. It wasn't nowhere near where it is now. The wave of Fortnite brought so many motherfuckers to Twitch. It brought so many people to Twitch. And now, like, so much so to instead of Twitch just being just like a whatever, like, I mean, it's still live streaming service or whatever, but they are trying to compete with YouTube. I don't feel like they would even have that thought process if Fortnite is not a thing. Because
so here's what I gotta say in regards to their Fortnite's influence on Twitch. I think at the end of the day, that what Fortnite brought to Twitch would have happened regardless. Because if it wasn't going to be Fortnite, it was just going to be whatever was ridiculously dope. If not like whatever game of the year, like Elden Ring, or like niggas trying to really catch up with what's going on God of War, or just even like fighting games in general, especially the way they throw in tournaments and shit.
I mean, it might have happened down the line, but the speed at which it happened with Fortnite, I don't see it happen like that with any other game. Like, it might have absolutely quite well could have still happened, but the
probably CS:GO. I would say like CS because actually I got to take that comment back because we're forgetting about one game that completely dominated Twitch way before Fortnite. And even when Fortnite came out, it was still dominating Twitch. Like, it took Fortnite a minute to go past them, and that was League of Legends.
That's okay. So League of Legends, while it is humongous, right? And you have like certain motherfuckers of all races, generations, everything that play League of Legends. Mm-hmm. It's just the hype beast nature of Fortnite. League of Legends is always going to be there.
Now, you don't understand the hype behind League.
No, but I'm saying no. I ain't saying like regular hype. I'm talking about like hype beasts. Like, oh, these are new shoes. I'm finna go buy them shits. Oh, it's Supreme out here. I'm finna go buy this shit.
I mean,
Fortnite was like some hype beast shit that came out and everybody owned it. Motherfuckers saw Drake streaming with Ninja on that bitch. Now everybody playing because Drake.
But that's shit. But that's not the game. That's Epic being smart as fuck with marketing. Like they good. I'm not taking anything.
So when I say Fortnite, I ain't talking about just the natural game itself. I mean,
okay.
As a whole. I ain't talking about just the actual game and gameplay and shit. I'm just talking about Fortnite as a whole. That's even what it did for Epic Game Studio in general. These motherfuckers got fucking Rocket League and Fall Guys now, and plus other games and shit. I'm just talking about their ones that garnish them the most attention right now.
Yeah, free to play shit.
Yeah, but yeah,
I ain't gonna lie. Fucking Fall Guys was good until it wasn't.
Like, I still have quite a time on Fall Guys.
I hate YouTube for that reason. Like, I hate any spread of information easily for games like that. Like, niggas will sit here and try hard on Elmo's Sesame Street just like for what? Like, can we just have a game where just everybody just doesn't know how to do shit
niggas
the master way and just like I thought that game was supposed to be like completely random and fun, and niggas looking for exploits and bugs just to do
shortcuts,
the most
everything.
Like,
hey, bro,
I just wanted a funny ass obstacle course type game. You know what I'm saying?
Like, I mean, that's the same reason why I don't play Gang Beast online for real. Like that. If I don't got a big group of motherfuckers to play Gang Beast, I don't really like playing Gang Beast. Or I got a big group of just random us, my friends and shit. I'll play Gang Beast all day. But as soon as you get online with them niggas, bro, and they doing all types of wild shit, I'm like, bro, why did you go this far?
I thought thinking about this Party Animals that came out. I'm like, how the fuck you this nigga knocking me out 3 times and I see my fist going through his head? Like, I'm like, how the fuck is this able to pinpoint a game like this? Like it's so hard to try it games like Game Beasts and Party Animals. I feel like they made it so hard to try and master. Like, why would you even want to? Right? But somebody out there I ain't gonna say ain't got no life. I don't want to be disrespectful, but they ain't got no life.
Niggas don't like losing, bro. Don't like losing.
Like, is that still losing that hard that you said
niggas is competitive?
Best adult on this child's game.
Niggas is competitive. Don't give a fuck what they playing, bro.
I gotta beat my 5-year-old.
Niggas is in this bitch pulling demon strats for fucking Among Us and shit. That's all. That's mainly mental. Goddamn, it's mainly mental. They've got all types of fucking strat videos and everything on YouTube. Strategies from Among Us. I'm like, nigga.
Like, it's why? It's a lie to me game. How do you strategize a game where you're supposed to lie to a nigga? You can't strategize thought processes. You can't strategize relationships. If I know you most likely to lie, I'm gonna say you. Nobody's gonna be like, well, don't say this guy or whatever the case may be.
But speaking of the competitive nature of niggas or lack thereof, we're gonna slide into the next topic. We're gonna talk about the state of Mortal Kombat 1.
Is that competitive or lack of thereof?
Yeah,
I'll tell you right now, MK1 got the worst toxic community within a fighting game.
And it's always been like that.
Y'all think Tekken talk shit? Y'all think niggas in Street Fighter talk shit? Play a nigga in Tekken. I mean, play a nigga in Mortal Kombat, and then beat him, or be a zoner. You can get hated just for picking a specific character, and I understand that happens in a lot of games, but this game really shows the hate. Niggas will hop on the mic, and I don't think a lot of other fighting games will let you talk to your opponent while you're fighting.
Which I find is a dope aspect.
I think it forever should be an option. I don't think you should just be like, nah, you can't. I like games that with accessibility. So if I want to hear it, let me hear it. If I don't want to hear it, fuck it. Because nigga, content. Man, I want to hear what you got to say.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Till this day, so fighting games, while I play a good majority of them, they've never been my forte of gaming. I've never been exactly good at them shits. But Mortal Kombat is the only one that will get me angry enough online to where I just start spamming niggas. And I will talk shit over the mic while spamming niggas playing Mortal Kombat.
And you got every right. Look, you saying spamming, and I understand like what you mean by it when you say it, but everybody got to understand that spamming, one, is not this overpowered thing.
It's not unbeatable. Right? I've got my ass whooped while trying to spam niggas.
This ridiculously overpowered. Why are you fucking doing the same thing? Because it works, nigga. And my mama told me if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Speaking of mamas, my mama is the reason I spam niggas on Mortal Kombat. I've been playing Mortal Kombat since the early 80s of fucking my youth, playing Mortal Kombat against my parents. And my mama used to take Movado on fucking Deadly Alliance, get a nigga in the corner, and leg sweep you. And when shit we could do about that shit, she would leg sweep you. It's a
death. Learn the motto of that ass whooping, the lesson you learn from every ass whooping is you are going to learn today. All right. Say it with me now. As you're getting your ass whooped, you got to say to yourself, you are going to learn today. Because either you're gonna die the hero that you believe, or you're gonna be living long enough to become your opponent's villain. Right? Like how I did that, but you're gonna die and think that this you're the hero and this nigga's shit and he's trash and you're the best, or you're gonna say fuck this, learn how to get past this shit and embarrass the fuck out of him when you do. Because if you know that's all he has and you take it away from him, guess what? You'll never lose. And that's all I got to say about that. But
you just send us to bed fucking upset as shit.
I actually want to pull up a video. Since we're talking about this.
Kicking our ass with fucking Movado, with fucking leg sweep. So I tell you, that household became spammiest household. Oh yeah, the fucking this shit. That's what it was when the leg sweeps. It was this shit. The fucking hooks back and forth. Oh man.
Hold on, real quick before I go into the state of this shit. Woo! That's some good stuff. Where in the fuck is Carmen Sandiego? Here we go. I found it. All right, go ahead.
Is this?
Throw me up on the screen.
Fatality. Kitana wins.
Foxy Grandpa, right? He's very known in the FGC, especially when they're in Mortal Kombat content. He's a really good ass player. However, he specializes in zoners, and everybody knows that zoners, in order to be a zoner, typically have to do the same shit more than same move multiple times, whether it's in a row or like a break sequence and they continue it again. Either way, you're going to be seeing a lot of the same move come out, right? So with that being said,
You don't want your viewers to see that, do you?
Sorry, what?
Starfire versus Deadshot. You don't want your viewers to see that, do you?
Mate, I don't need to see Starfire. That's right. You lose. You just
On
lose
a
the same way
real
every
zoning
time.
he's
game.
like British too.
You
A
just
real
lose.
zoning game. A real zoning game.
Oh, zoning game. You
Let's
have
go
no
to a real
zoning game.
zoning game
Let's not. Let's play
and show your
MK1.
viewers that match,
Is
shall we?
Hold on, listen.
Well, no, because
You
I've
won't
done
do
more
it.
than you in that game. No,
You
I
won't
won't.
do it.
Let me pull up the other one. So it's like, oh, fuck this. I don't know why they started talking about my ad blockers. I've been having this shit on since like I bought this.
I played against this Melina player as Katana. I was trying to get timeouts on everyone. It ended up with just the most.
Well, he's also a
minimal
dickhead at the
IQ
same time, too.
conversation I think I've had since.
So he
MK1
purposely
came out. Check
tries
this out.
to
You'll see.
get the
You'll see.
life
Just check
lead
it out.
and then run up. That's asshole. I don't care. So he's playing the katana.
Yeah.
What is this geezer doing?
Why are you backing up? What are you
Why-
trying to prove? Back up.
What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do, huh?
I'm not going to chase you across the map, bro.
Yeah,
Come
you
on,
are.
fight.
Yeah, you are.
No, I'm not. I'm going to wait
Yeah.
right here.
You wait there and I'll wait here and then I'll win because my timeout. Sweet, thank you. Oh, that was a good idea, wasn't it?
Go ahead, wait. I'll just win. Movie.
Why are you sound like you're talking to a toilet?
Now, look,
I am.
real quick. This right here is not proper and healthy, positive behavior. What Foxy Grandpa is doing is allowed, and again, find a way to get past it. But he's also being a dick because at the same time, I'm not saying to him running away and doing zoning is the problem. It's the fact that he also doesn't want to like kill him. He said he's just trying to run out the clock, which again, nobody wants to win by the clock. The whole point of it's like back in the day when boxing used to be a thing. Like, you wanted to knock a nigga out, right? The whole like majority of boxers when they get in the ring, they were already talking shit. I ain't gonna say a lot of them weren't on a positive tip, but a lot of niggas when they go in the ring, they want to knock the other nigga out. They don't want to win by no scorecard or it doesn't count to them, right? So that's how a lot of people feel when they play fighting games. Nobody wants to win by the clock, but granted, if $10,000 on the line or you're just a complete dickhead, it doesn't matter. So
I'm talking to a toilet, mate. What are you on about?
What is it? That doesn't even make any sense. Do you talk to toilets? That don't make no sense. You sound like you're talking through a toilet.
I'm talking to a toilet, mate.
What does that mean? You're talking to a toilet, bro. That don't make no sense. You talk to toilets?
Yes.
He doesn't get the fact that he's calling him.
That don't make no sense. I'm not going to chase you, bro. Why are you making me chase a zoner? You're a bigger zoner than me. Why are you making me chase a zoner?
Well, that makes sense then, doesn't it?
That don't make no sense, bro. You're a fucking dumb, aren't you? Why would I chase a zoner? You're able to zone better than me. I got Melina, you got Katana. You're making me chase you across the map. That don't make no sense, bro.
It makes perfect sense. So I'm the better zoner, so I should go forward. How does that even make sense?
Yeah, no. If you're the better zoner, then why are you making me chase you?
Because I'm the better zoner.
No, that doesn't make no fucking sense, bro. If you have the better character for zoning, why are you making me chase you? That don't make no sense.
Because then I'd be using the strength of the character. Surely. Does that not make any sense to you?
No, that's not how it works, bro. You would be zoning me right now with your fans. You're not even doing that.
Yeah,
You're
but I don't
making me
need
chase
to.
you.
Yeah,
I
chase me.
should be backing up. No, I should be backing up because I'm not as good of a zoner. That don't make no sense, bro.
So you should be backing up into where my game plan is stronger. That doesn't make any sense.
You're still backing up, bro.
There you go. Does that disappease
I
you?
hope they fix this game, bro. Like they give y'all way too like the trash people of the game. They give y'all way too much fucking bro.
What do you mean? You did fucking round one fight, teleport, wake up, ball roll.
I'm chasing you across the whole map, bro. Why are you making me chase you across the whole map?
Because I can.
Look at that. You're not that good, bro.
And you are. You're real good. Oh, that was sick.
You're not that good, bro. You're making me chase you across the map. That's not the way.
Yeah, but you're good though. You're real good.
That's not the way the game is supposed to be played, bro.
Oh, it is though. Stop me. The way the game's supposed to be played.
I'm just letting you know that's not the way, bro. Do you think they really made a fighting game designed for me to be chasing you across the whole map? Is that
yes,
really what they did?
That's what they did. That's what's happening.
Really created it. No, bro, I can't hear you that well.
Yeah,
it sounds like you're talking through a fucking toilet, bro.
Now listen, I'm talking to a toilet first off, and yes,
yeah, that doesn't make no sense. How are you talking to toilets, bro? That don't make no sense.
Listen, yeah. You have to chase the stronger zoner because the stronger zoner is going to time you out.
Hold on. Before we start, can you turn the sensitivity down on your mic, bro?
No, I'm going to talk closer to it so it's louder and your ears up.
No, it sounds like it, bro. Like you're just an inconsiderate man, bro. Like you're making people chase you across the map, and like, come on, bro.
Come on, bro. You have to chase me. I don't think you understand.
No, I'm not going to chase you, bro.
Well, then I just get the win in it for free. Thanks.
You have such a good record. You just run across the whole map, bro.
What do you mean good record? It's like 4-0 or something. Oh, that was not the way to chase, brother.
All you do is make people chase you, bro.
Yes. Now what are you going to do about it? Whoa, that was a good grab. That was a good ball. You have no idea what you're doing, do you? So you finally get in and you decide to waste your existence on that. Oh, look at that. It's just tragic, really. It's actually just tragic. All that talking and that's what you decide to do.
Like, bro, like you're talking all this. I can't even understand this. It sounds like you're talking through a toilet.
Yeah. Mate, I'm talking to a toilet. You're a toilet. You understand toilet, mate. What are you on about?
I wouldn't even want to play this game if all you're going to do is back up. Now you're playing.
I'm not playing.
I don't have a problem with how you're playing now. No, listen. The way you were just playing the past 10 seconds, I have no issue with that. I have no issue with that. But the whole backing up the whole game, bro, that's fucking whack as shit, bro.
I'm not gonna lie and say it's not annoying. I get exactly where you're
guaranteed lose.
But then you're gonna sit here and bitch about the fact that he's not playing the way.
No, it was perfectly fine, bro. I don't mind that. You were still beating me.
Nah.
You were still beating me. I have no issue.
What I don't think
bro,
people
I will
understand
admit,
online is that it ain't like you playing your homeboys in the living room and no shit.
Exactly.
Like, if this was your homeboy in the living room doing this shit, then y'all can sit here and have this argument. Like,
or you can just put your hands on him. But at the end of the day, before you play any game online, if I recall, it's supposed to say online experience may vary.
Which means you
so if you want to sit here and think that you're going to pop off on 10 niggas in a row and think that the 11th nigga is going to follow suit, you're highly mistaken. But yeah, I just want to show y'all that just to get some context on the state of the community for Mortal Kombat, because that also goes in the state of Mortal Kombat, because it's up to the people playing it on whether this game is going to live or die. So I think personally, from my perspective, that this game is one of the best in regards of mechanics and combo wise that's ever been out so far. Now, it does have its hiccups being the next, Mortal Kombat 11 to Mortal Kombat 1. A lot of people don't fuck with Mortal Kombat 11 and Mortal Kombat 1 due to the fact that it wasn't as loose, risky, and speedy as 10. It went from looking like a Marvel versus Capcom type game with all that crazy ass combos and setups and shit like that to, becoming a Street Fighter type game where it's a little bit more slowed down, paced, and every movement matters. You know what I'm saying? So, I think regarding this has found a good median, being a combination of Mortal Kombat 11 and Mortal Kombat 9. Outside of that, the gripes that I have is, I don't think the graphics are like, I think a lot of the visuals is beautiful. I'm not going to even sit here and like complain and act like it's terrible or anything like that. But just in comparison to how 11 was created, like 11 looks a lot better. I do like the redesign. I love a lot of the fucking outfits, and I liked a lot of the choices and stuff that they decided to do with the characters and bringing back certain characters and making characters that never even had either limelight or good limelight, brought back into the franchise, like Havoc and fucking Reiko.
Yeah.
Nobody fuck Reiko when he came out. So I highly appreciate that, but at the same time, the network is not that great. You've given us an unfinished product because we still have modes that's not 100% complete. Some UI choices definitely could have been better. Like we have to sit there and pretty much wait 30 seconds each just to spend $1,000 to get what was possibly what they call that, a concept art picture.
Yeah.
We're trying to look for clothes and grind out some loot and gear and shit, and we're waiting this damn long just to get shit that we don't care about. So they could have like streamlined that. I think the game is still fresh and new, and like, of course, a lot of people are still playing it. I don't think it's gonna be dying out anytime soon, especially with Omni-Man being his trailer had dropped. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I saw the Omni-Man trailer.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and play it for the people. For those who did not see the Omni-Man trailer, I'm going to play two versions. I'm going to play the original, and then I'm going to play the side by side of the references from the show for those who did not see Invincible.
I have erased whole timelines.
Finally, a worthy challenge.
Claim this timeline for the Viltrum Empire. You will burn for this invasion.
Oh, that's so sick. That right there is so sick. Now, here's the problem with this picture. He should have been down here.
Yeah,
should have been up here.
Yeah.
Because he would fuck him up. If anybody says otherwise, I'm sorry, but you're an idiot. And you need help. Outside.
I don't know why to you. Once the death battle comes out between the two characters,
it's already out.
That's what I'm saying. Once it comes out, I side with whoever won the death battle forever. I don't even debate anymore.
But the thing is that it's not even the death battle. It's just common sense. It's just common sense. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of whether the fact you got superpowers, if you don't got battle experience, you don't get fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Master Roshi beat a nigga in Dragon Ball Super just based off of the fact that he had more martial arts experience than him. This nigga was way frail, and this nigga's over here poking his fist down as he's like and shit like that. And that's what I'm saying. It's all about experience and skill. And you ain't got it. All right. I'm gonna do this side by side.
I'm about to say because I have not seen the side by side one.
If I can find the side by side, I did watch it, but I don't want to go through my history. So over here and then looking for it. I just put side by side.
You have destroyed worlds.
Finally, a worthy challenge. I claim this timeline for the Viltrum Empire.
They didn't show the first one, but the
That's what I was
first
finna
one
say, that
where,
was from
where he
when-
grabbed his legs and like
That was when
flapped
he
them
did,
1, 2, 3. That's what he did to the Batman version, the Black
yeah,
Batman.
Yeah. Darkwing.
Yeah, Darkwing.
Something like that.
He's Terminator and Jack. Holy shit. Oh fuck, he's Terminator and Jack.
Maybe this time you'll learn.
Bro, like, can I say something? That shit is wild, bro.
Yeah.
Like that, the idea of wanting to create that situation and draw it all out and give a perspective of what the fuck it would look like to have an unmovable object go through a train car and to just see all these people, you like
Fucking
it's hitting you. Like,
bursting
you are the object. Like, you having a nigga arm and finger break off your mouth and somebody
watch
against yours. Like, what the fuck? Huh?
Watching Invincible, I did not think that it was gonna be another scene that was gonna have my mouth dropped like the first scene,
Bro, right?
the first episode,
Like the first
that
one.
shit happened. I was like, Jesus.
Facts. Facts on that.
Hey, thanks for watching One of My Daily.
Shut up. Anyways.
Oh man.
So yeah, I think the state of Mortal Kombat 1 is in a good place right now. Once the DLC drops and the patches come and start fixing up the network, I am a little upset the fact that, of course, crossplay didn't happen on release. I feel like at this point, why haven't you? You know, it doesn't make any sense to me. And those are the type of things that I question when it comes to Mortal Kombat. But outside of that, I'm having fun. Granted, I only played one character and I still don't own the game. I've been playing my roommate's version. But, you know, Johnny all day. You know what I'm saying? And, yeah, that's pretty much what I got to say on Mortal Kombat.
Oh, man. One thing I will touch on so far, and I haven't finished the story mode of it yet, but story mode, great. But I kind of feel like
talk about that too.
Feel like they spent a tad bit too much time on the story mode with this game in comparison to other games.
Well, it started with 11, and once they did the story mode for 11, like everybody fucked with it. I thought it was like, what? I honestly feel like it was the best story mode of any fighting game I've ever played. Like, you know, regarding the cinematic and then breaking right into a fight. And I know Tekken 7 did it first, but like they capitalized on that and, you know, evolutionizing it. I feel like they made it a lot better. Yeah. But also the story was interesting. Like it dead ass was like watching a fucking movie. So even though there were the engagements where you had to break off and start fighting and shit, like I didn't care about the fight. I was just low key just trying to get past the fight just so I could really watch the next
story mode. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So
now I will say,
yeah,
to this day, Deception is still my favorite story mode.
That's fair. It's like a lot of games you sit through the cutscene and you're like, sometimes I'm not gonna say that you don't enjoy it and blah 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 blah, but like you're really waiting to get back to the gameplay. And for me, it was vice versa for the story modes for MK1 and 11. Like I love the gameplay. Don't get me wrong, I would love playing the gameplay, but at that point, I'm like, I don't fucking care. I just want to hurry up and get to the story mode. Then I'll enjoy the gameplay when I start playing online and shit. But like when I play the story mode, I just care to fucking really watch the story.
Yeah, and that's why I will say. And now, I know there was other fighting games that started with like story modes and different shit before Mortal Kombat. But when Mortal Kombat like really got into doing the story modes, which I'm pretty like they always had like the storyline going on, but when they actually dropped the first Conquest, well, not the first one because the first Conquest was on Deadly Alliance, and it was just you training with every character basically. But when they dropped that first Conquest with Deception, I feel like it started a trend of other fighting games start trying to do their own story modes, and majority of them story modes in other fighting games be kind of lackluster.
Like Street Fighter, like what Street Fighter did.
You just want to you want to play Street Fighter for the fights. Nobody's picking up Street Fighter and saying, "Oh, I got to see what this story mode is gonna be hitting." Like
exactly, because the story modes were boring. You know what I'm saying? Like the story modes were just like cutscene pictures, and sometimes they did a little, like. All right, so what was story mode like back in the day? You play like 4 or 5 matches, then it cuts to a cutscene of a special match, and then you play that match, then it cuts back to the cutscene of the end of that match, and then 5 more matches, and then the boss cutscene, and then
it was a whole bunch of fucking like title card situations and shit.
Yeah, and then the title cards because everybody had their own fucking ending, and then of course with Mortal Kombat. Deception and in games like Tekken, they started doing a little bit more with the story mode and shit. So of course, especially with the Conquest mode, like just being able to fucking walk around and you're like this nobody who it was a dope new mode. Honestly, it's kind of difficult because like I feel like the old school story mode should be separated because it was kind of like arcade modes.
Yeah, I mean, even with that Deception Conquest, like you was running around that bitch basically doing fucking side missions and shit too, and that shit. Like the Conquest mode in Deception was like damn near an open world game, basically that broke into fights.
Like it's another means of engagement to a fighting game. It's like nobody wants to sit here and make a fighter that all you know is that you have. It's like to be expected is. You versus the computer, you versus another person, and that was it. Like before online was even a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, they had to add more with fucking Tekken and the bowling and the volleyball. Like you had to do that because it was going to be like, and if that's the case, is every fighting game is literally the same, other than the mechanics and how you play.
Yeah, and that's what fucking. Not even on the story mode because you mentioned the fucking bowling and the volleyball and Tekken. Mm-hmm. When Mortal Kombat and Armageddon did the fucking MK racing shit,
the racing thing, yeah.
I was having a fucking time playing that shit as a kid, bro. Like that shit,
that shit was. I was not expecting that. Like that shit was a complete left field thing to add to the game, bro. I was not expecting to play a Mario Kart clone in a fucking fighting game. Like at all.
But okay. We can get into this next topic. Since it's spooky season, Muggs is playing horror games and whatnot now. Bethesda, I'm still pissed about The Evil Within. Not working on either one of my things to play because I was gonna play both of them. I might still play the second one, but we're gonna talk about our top 5 horror games.
So, do you want to do one back? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't have mine in any particular order right now.
See, I wanted to put mine in order, but I was struggling with it too much, so I'm just gonna leave them out of order.
I didn't think about it, trying to put this shit in too much order. But go ahead, start it off.
So here's the thing: do we want to put? Are we gonna separate games? Like,
what do you mean?
Like to a series, or we want to separate the actual game.
You mean like Resident Evil? You like Resident Evil 2 and then Resident Evil 4?
Yeah, like that type
I mean,
shit,
no,
or
it's
you
you
just
can
gonna
keep it
do
separate.
Resident
It's whatever game. We ain't got to say franchise. Like, you know, I would question why. Like,
this
if it was like
because this is
your
the
favorite
reason
fighter was
why
Street
is
Fighter
that
2 and 3. Like, it was weird.
the only one that I have an actual correct spot for on my list of top 5 horror games is Outlast. Even though I love Outlast 2, but I didn't want to put them together as a group because Outlast 2 would probably be towards the bottom of my top 5.
That's fine.
But the first Outlast is just it was a great time, even for somebody like me that's highly pussified when it comes to fucking horror games.
Super.
I puss out. God damn it. But
super. Couldn't catch me, bro. It took me to my 20s just to play Resident Evil.
That's what I'm saying, bro. And that's what there's only one horror game on my top 5 list that I played before I was the age of 21. But Outlast would definitely be like the top of my list in my top 5 of horror games, just because it's still the one to this day that spooked me the most. Now, granted, I did play it a lot of times, a little inebriated, but I'm still been just as scared not being drunk. So
that's facts on that. I do have a number 1 horror game. I can definitely speak on that. And for me, that would be Dead Space 2. Dead Space 2 fucked me up. Dead Space 2 fucked me up something crazy, bro. Like, and don't get me wrong, right? It took me forever to play this. Let me tell you how I got back into this shit, right? Just to give a quick story. I tried to play Resident Evil when I was a kid. I couldn't even get past. I was too scared to get past the first zombie. Like, once I got past the first zombie, and I was like, it took me a minute to stop freaking the fuck out and kill this nigga. I killed him, and then I went upstairs. I go in the hallway. Dog pops out the window. I turned the game off. Fuck all that. Like, I can't. I panic too hard to sit here and fuck with tank controls. I hate tank controls of all types. So I didn't play another scary game. The genre was completely out of my field until Resident Evil 4 dropped. And that's because of the behind the shoulder camera, which made me a little bit more comfortable. So from Resident Evil 4, while I was playing it, the demo for Dead Space 1 drops. And I'm like, the demo was nothing, was way better than Resident Evil 4. Like, I'm sitting here like, fucking, I can't kill these. I'm shooting headshots and shit. They say, oh, you got to shoot the fucking the appendages or the joints. And I'm like, the fuck? Like, headshots.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But they don't tell you that in the demo. So once I beat the demo, I felt a sense of pride. I was like, fuck, oh my God. Like, I did it. So because of that, I ended up playing Dead Space 1. And at that point, I already beat Resident Evil 4. And I played through Dead Space 1. And I felt so proud of myself of beating that entire game. So when Dead Space 2 came out, I walk in there, I walked in that game with a sense of pride, like I can fucking do this. And nope. That game fucked me up. But I beat it, but it fucked me up in the process. So
that's
definitely my top game.
That's the reason why. So Outlast is like my top one because of the you can't fight back aspect.
I get it.
Because in my real life scenarios, if I'm ever in a situation to where I'm scared, at least I know at the end of the day I can fight. God damn it. In that game, I can't fight or do nothing. I have to fucking run, hide, fucking figure ways out and shit. And you just have no other options but running and fucking hiding. And that's even at the beginning of the game. They said you are a fucking reporter. You cannot fight back. Your only options are to run, hide, or die. Like,
and I question, the fuck does my job have to do with me throwing hands? I don't get that. What reporter doesn't fight? I see reporters on World War II grounds. What are you talking about?
But
I mean, not World War II, but whatever war happens, they have reporters there.
Another one that, and I don't know if you heard of this one because a lot of people that haven't heard of this, but this is the only horror game that I played, like I said, before the age of 21, and it was a game called Suffering.
I know that game. I never played it, but I know that game very well.
Suffering fucked me up as a kid, bro. Me and my brother tried so many times to play this shit, and we couldn't make it past like the second mission of it before both of us just got scared and just stopped playing the game. And I'm talking, we had this game for years. We could not finish it. And that's even to this day, like now, I don't even know if I got some kind of like nostalgic trauma built in to where if I would have tried to play it now, I'd be able to play it. I don't know, because that shit fucked me up so much as a kid that I won't even attempt to find it on PC nowhere and play the shit.
All right. So with the rest of my shit, right? I don't like scary games like that. I'm like I said, not really into one. So it's like, if it's not horror mixed with some action, you most likely ain't gonna really catch me playing it. But there's been a few games that I have played where, regardless of whether it was action involved, it was majority still fucking hard. It was like Fear. Fear is a shooter, but motherfucking, if that's not a horror game, if I've ever seen one still. So with that being said, the next game for me would be Condemned 2. Now, if you don't know what Condemned is, it's the old game that came out on like PlayStation and Xbox back in the day. And you were a detective trying to solve a murder in a town full of psychos. But the way the atmosphere is, it's like you're going through fucking abandoned buildings with like mannequins and standing around and shit. And also you have something wrong in your head, so sometimes you just see shit.
Yeah.
And so on and so forth. And at the same, and so you're getting attacked by like things that you thought you saw, or like what you thought you saw didn't move, but it's actually a real nigga. Like there'll be enemies that'll be humans, but they'll stand still in the shadows to make them look like a mannequin. And the moment you go past them, they'll start coming to attack you. It's shit like that. So the atmosphere throughout the game, regardless whether it's a shooter for me, because the shooting wasn't even the main part. That the shooting was just to get this nigga off of you. The majority of the game was solving crimes and looking for clues and investigating and shit. So trying to do that and scan shit and look for stuff while you're trying to pay attention to what you're looking for, but pay attention to shit that might sneak up on you at the same time was fucking scary as fuck. Now, I did not beat the game. And the only reason I did not beat the game is because I got to this part where you enter a doll factory. That's where you lost me, right?
Yeah, that's one thing. Those are the things that horrify me most in horror movies. Yeah. Dolls and kids. I'm like, all right, I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm out.
I don't fuck with dolls. So for the fact that I got to go through a doll factory and you continue to hear nothing but the teetering of their fucking feet click clacking across the concrete floor, and sometimes it's atmosphere noise, right? And then sometimes it's actually a little nigga like coming up on you, and you don't know until you already get stabbed in the leg and shit. You know what I'm saying? And that I'm like, that shit gave me too much panic to sit here and have to deal with that while I'm looking for a way out and shit. Like I'm good. Yeah, I lost me there, but it's still one of my top favorites because, you know, of the reason I said earlier.
Yeah,
I don't play a lot of scary games.
But so my next one is an indie game, because like my scary games are just games that if it scared me, I don't even care if I finished it. Just because it scared me enough to not finish that motherfucker, is gonna be in my top 5. But I finished this one actually, but it was a game called From the Darkness. It's cool little indie game, maybe like an hour and a half of gameplay on it, but to this day it's still one of the scariest games I played. Just the way they did jump scares, because they put them like, so in Outlast, even though it was scary as shit, like you could pretty much know when a nigga was finna chase you.
Yeah,
as soon as you complete an objective, okay, somebody's coming to fuck with you, like blah blah shit like that. You don't know where they're coming from, but you know they on their way. And From the Darkness, it used kind of the same strategy, but it would misdirect. So you'll have an objective, you'll see a shadowy nigga in the corner, and they be like, cut the lights on, get the lights on quick. So in your head, you thinking, if I get these lights on, this nigga is coming out this fucking door. That's what you're thinking. And you'll turn the lights on, and then don't nothing happen. You be like, oh, okay, we good. Then you turn around, creepy ass dog just flashed on the fucking screen, staring at you. It was just shit like that. They just misdirected you the whole goddamn game you're playing that shit. And it just kept me on the edge of my seats.
I hate jump scares.
I love them for
I literally
go ahead. I said I love them for content. Jump scares.
Yeah, bro, I can't do jump scares. Jump scares really fucking like get to me. I hate it. But next game I literally just thought of, and I'm like kind of was thinking about whether it's considered a horror game, but technically it really is still. So The Walking Dead Satan Sinners.
Okay. Yeah.
That experience-wise and fun-wise has to be my favorite horror game. Now, granted, it's not my favorite horror game because of the horror aspect of it, but more so of the immersion. You
can get some good jump scares and
facts.
Too. Yeah.
The facts. You can get like, don't get me wrong, when I got into the game, I was scared a little bit because it's just like it's my first time being in the goggles. Yeah. In this type of like situation. Like a lot of the games I was playing was like stand still, like dodge, move shit. But this is the first game I could walk around in an open world and do whatever the fuck I want. I could climb shit, do whatever the fuck I want. And during the tutorial, they force you to get grabbed by a zombie just so you can learn how to know how to shake them off.
Yeah.
Despite that motion. And knowing that I was about to get grabbed, but it's like, my senses of feeling like I'm there, knowing that I'm still not though mentally, but it's just like knowing, but that zombie arm is about to get you and you see it. It's just like it sends this signal to your arm, just be like to make it tremble, and that got to me. But eventually it went away, and I was able to enjoy the fuck out of the game.
Yeah, them goggles fully immerse your ass.
Yeah, from start to finish. So definitely that would be my number one because I played and beat that shit like twice. I would never thought I would play a VR game over again, and I did. That shit was fun.
So I kind of already hinted this game will be towards the bottom of my top 5 anyway, but Outlast 2, just based. So I kind of want there. So if you don't know about Outlast series, there's Outlast 1, and then you have the DLC to Outlast 1, which was Outlast Whistleblower. Technically, it should be in my top 5 because it's the only game on the list that I haven't played more than 30 minutes of, because that shit had you crawling in fucking air ducts and everything, escaping from niggas. That shit.
You talking about Whistleblower?
Yeah, Whistleblower still scares me to this day.
Bro, but the fucking enemy can go through walls. Like, fuck that,
yes,
bro. I saw the gameplay on that.
That scares me way more than the original one or the second one. But since I ain't played that much of it, I can't put it in the top 5. But Outlast 2 is there because I was so afraid of that game from the first, 35 minutes of gameplay that it took me 2 years after the game came out to even play it fully. Just because of the first 30 minutes of gameplay scared the shit out of me. And then folks kept on telling me to play it, whatever. And so I ended up playing it. And it was just straight up fun. Like Outlast was fun, but it was like I was scared the whole time. But Outlast 2, while I was still scared, there's a bunch of fucking jump scares on the internet of me getting scared of the game. I had a great time playing it. I feel like it was more of an aspect of me streaming it and having people in stream talking to me while I was playing the shit.
Yeah,
it kind of took away from the shit, because if you don't have anybody talking to you like while you're playing some scary shit, you're fully immersed in that shit, and you lose track of being in the outside world for real. You just in that bitch playing the game.
Yeah.
So
it's just a distraction. That's all it is.
Yeah, and that's what folks kept on telling me. It's like, Bro, you trying to talk the chat so you don't get scared. I'm like, you damn right I'm trying to talk the chat. I don't get scared. You goddamn right. I ain't gonna lie about it. I'd be scared as shit if I wasn't talking to y'all niggas.
My next game is it's just like his. I have two of the same series within the same series. So I'll name this one first. I was going to name the other one, but I'm going to name this one first. Resident Evil. Which one was it? Sorry.
It's my the newer two.
4 is that one. 5 is the mid. 6 is a terrible one. 7
is Biohazard.
Yes.
First one with Ethan in the
Resident Evil Biohazard.
Yeah.
Bro. That one, just being in a Resident Evil world in the first person, let alone if you did play it in VR, and that's a different ass experience.
Mm-hmm.
That game was phenomenal. Being scary. That game was fun. The demo scared the fuck out of me. And it was really nothing to be scared in the demo. But just being in those graphics at that time where like better graphics wasn't presented to us, that engine was beautiful.
Yeah.
The grossness of the house, even with the cockroaches crawling up your arm, up your nigga's arm when you open the pot. And then, like, that shit made me tremble. I'm like, the fuck? Like,
yeah, because Biohazard did subtle shit like that to scare the shit out of you. Like the granny, she be sitting upstairs in her fucking wheelchair, and you'll just be walking thinking like, oh, she's just sitting up there in the what's name. But the whole time, her head is following you the whole time. So now you got this fear is if is this bitch gonna attack me when I go by her.
I didn't even realize it until later.
Yeah.
And then Jack following you around the house. So you got the means of pursuit. You don't know when it's gonna stop. You know what I'm saying? Or where it was going.
And then this nigga just bust out of the fucking kitchen at a certain point. And I love that about it because I've watched so many people play this game and noticed that it happens at so many different times for everybody. Because
even with the alternative ending to that escape, where it's like either you made it to the door or you almost made it to the door and he ends up chopping your leg off.
Yeah.
But then he gives you the shit that just automatically allows you to heal.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then you just put your leg together. And everybody named Mother questioned what the fuck is in that potion? Because like nigga, your whole leg is chopped off and you just sat there and put it together, splashed some juice on it, and then tapped your foot and was like, all right, let's go. But I love Village for explaining all of that.
Yeah.
Like that little partial like connectivity within the series is dope. You know what I'm saying? Like how Resident Evil 1 and 2 and 3 connects, then Resident Evil 6 and 7 and Village connects. Like that was fucking sick. That's a little dope story for a brand new character. But yeah, definitely went through my top 5.
And that's what's crazy because I still haven't finished Village, but it is going in my last spot because it brought a lot of the aspects of 7 and Resident Evil. Because 7 didn't like it, while it still kind of played like a Resident Evil game, it didn't like as far as the fighting in Biohazard, like you had to shoot Paul like 16 times damn near for this nigga to die or leave you fuck alone or whatever he was doing. Village brought back more of just like the shooter aspects from like the other Resident Evil games and shit like that. Correct. So I liked feeling more in control of whether or not I was getting fucked up.
See, I prefer the scarier version. He preferred so it's like Resident Evil 2 and he's Resident Evil 4. Because Village was 4. That's what I'm saying. When they made, nobody really recognizes it, but when they made Village, that was a placeholder for how Resident Evil 4 Remake was going to be.
Yeah.
That's why 4 Remake looks as amazing as it does now, because again, in Village, you had the woodsy area, just like in Resident Evil 4. You had the castle, you had the industrial area. Resident Evil 4 had a mine. in the island, but I would consider the island like the industrial area and the swamp or whatever like that place was for village. So yeah, it definitely went way more action. It had mercenaries mode.
Yeah,
that's how you know it was action because it had mercenaries mode.
And it like the boss battles, I will say, I feel like we're done better in Village than Biohazard. Because like that, the first boss battle with fucking Lady Dimitrescu, fucking that was a great ass boss fight. That bitch is she's fucking flying around fucking about.
I wasn't impressed because of all like you do that in regular Resident Evil games. So it's like I'm so used to he mutated bigger and he's mutating bigger and then like especially when you fought what's his name? What's the guy? The dude with the hat and hammer.
The fucking one that
look like Dante.
Pull the metal towards him. I can't remember his name either.
Fucking goddamn. What is his name?
Let me see.
Either way, his fight was. I was upset. I was completely upset with that fight, bro. I was like, why is everything got to be like he was dope in his own way. I would at least love to fight him in his like human form using magnetic powers and shit.
Yeah, he reminded me of fucking what's the fucking first real boss you fight in Bloodborne?
I never played Bloodborne.
Oh damn. I can't remember his name now either, but that's who you reminded me of.
Well, that's perfect description. Amazing. I've absolutely pictured exactly what you're talking about.
I can't like literally the character is just
like you said, yeah, that character is
Heisenberg. Heisenberg is what
Heisenberg.
Yeah, but
say my name. But yeah, so that Heisenberg fight was like fucking just like really bad. And I was upset with the fact that I had to use a machine and shit. Like I really wanted to like come at Heisenberg, personally. But
that's what would you have fought him with?
I mean, nigga, we're already shooting bullets at this nigga, and he has magnetic powers. So why the fuck can't we just do the same thing in his human form? Or he at least if he gets more monstrous, it would be like he attached metal to him and make him look like a mech, like he wore like an exosuit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A little bigger, but not like monstrous where I need to drive a fucking special vehicle to take him out. I'm like, bro, what the fuck is this? Like, this shit is like boring as fuck. But yeah, Resident Evil 4, the Resident Evil Village is definitely the action game of the series. So my last game is Resident Evil 4 Remake. Resident Evil 4 original will always hold a special place in my heart. Granted, how many fucking times I've beaten that game. And like the version in VR is fucking amazing too. So I beat that game in VR, Wii, PlayStation, GameCube. I had it on Xbox. I didn't beat it because I was bored of it by the time. And I think I have it on PC, but I didn't beat it because I got bored at the time. So I'm like, what? 4 out of 6, 5 out of 3? 3 out of 5?
Tell me what your
how many times I beat it? Like what's it? PlayStation 2, GameCube, Wii.
Oh yeah,
and VR. I beat it 4 different ways. all was fun because the Wii was dope as hell because I got to aim the controller myself, and then playing that in VR was doing the same thing as a Wii, but I'm immersed in the world. But Resident Evil 4 Remake, bro, that game is Resident Evil Village and Resident Evil 7 at the same time. That to find a crazy ass medium at that is Resident Evil 4 to provide a game that allows you to do what you do when it comes to like the whole melee combat, the parrying system, the stabbing niggas, like you have a lot of offensive options, but still put the fear of God in you about how you need to play.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy. So they found a really good medium to provide that type of experience, and with the of course, when you play the original, you'll appreciate this game a lot more. Just like I said before, because when you go in with the expectations of knowing how exactly shit was from before and how it might play into this game, and see you try to make these comparisons, you get fucked up a lot. They play on that heavy. They knew exactly what we were going to do. They said they're going to expect this, and they're going to expect that. We're going to go ahead and fuck them up here. This is where we're going to play the game. The first fuck up, and this is not even a spoiler. If you climb the tower, when you first walk into the village and they notice you after they finish burning the police officer, and you try to run in the corner, in the original 4, you can run in the corner, climb the tower, and then shoot them as they're climbing up the ladder.
Yeah.
Right? Only bad idea is if you don't have a lot of ammo, you're going to fuck yourself. So they were like, yeah, it's all YouTube videos. And they designed that route so if you go up there, you can walk up there for like a second. And the moment you get to a certain point, you collapse through it. And if you thought you can go up there and like shoot niggas, and you're standing at one point doing that, and they're all piled up at the bottom, and you start walking around and you fall through that gap, you're gonna fall on a pool of niggas. And that shit is hilarious. They caught me off guard multiple times in that game, and they changed it up enough to make it feel like a completely brand new experience. Like, even if you hated Resident Evil 4, you might love Resident Evil 4 Remake. That's how I feel. That's how much I feel about this game.
Nick, the nigga I was comparing to fucking Heisenberg from Resident Evil Village, his father Gascon in Bloodborne. He's like the first real boss. Like, you got a sub boss that you can fight before him, but he's the first real boss of Bloodborne, which also, while Bloodborne not necessarily being a horror game,
I would consider it a horror game.
You said you would?
I mean, it definitely got a crazy horror shit in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and shit does, like, granted, this in Dark Souls and Elden Ring, when shit pops up out at you and like attack you from nowhere and shit, like you just get mad. You know what I'm saying? But because it's Bloodborne and it's providing that gothic, 1600s, whatever fucking era that is.
Yeah.
It also kind of gives it a small development of fear, because like the things that pop about you is not just a skeleton or a goblin or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
One of my craziest jump scares in my years of streaming have came from Bloodborne, just because I had got so tired of fighting all the first enemies that I ran all the way through them. And my homeboy that was kind of directing me through the game and was like, yeah, bro, you can just run through these first enemies. Didn't tell me that one of the first, like, you can't even call him a boss. He's just a nigga that you fight early on in that bitch that's humongous. He didn't tell me that nigga will follow you the entire map. So I got a good piece away. I got a good piece away from this nigga. And I killed somebody else, and then I got like these fucking channel points you can do and make me sanitize and shit like that. Somebody hit me with a sanitize. I put my controller down to sanitize my hands, and then I heard a noise like that sounded like heavy ass steps in my ear. I was like, hold on, what the fuck is that? So I picked back up my controller, turned around, and it was just this big ass nigga swinging an axe at me that I had left. I left this nigga like 4 or 5 streets ago, and this nigga just been following me the whole time. And that shit scared the fuck out. I was like, bro, is this a fucking horror? Like, what the fuck's happening right now?
So that's crazy, because you would never think that.
Yeah. So, like, it definitely has horror aspects of it. Now, I say I don't know if too many people consider it a horror game, but the setting is horror. The villains you fighting is horror. And it's got hella pop-ups and shit that happen that just gives all horror vibes to it.
So yeah, we did have one more topic to talk about. However, I do feel like this particular topic is really big, and would have us talking like for probably another half an hour to an hour.
Definitely. We'll talk another 30 minutes on that topic.
Yes. And unfortunately, we do not have that much time left. We already kind of surpassed the usual time in which we do this. So we're going to go ahead and shut it down now. But we do appreciate absolutely every single last one of you, fellas and gents. I said fellas and gents. Ladies and gents, stopping by, watching the stream, watching the video. If you're catching this on YouTube, we appreciate you guys being here. If you got anything to say about what we were talking about today, make sure you go ahead and leave, a comment in the comment section, as well as hit that little like button. We appreciate that as well.
That's what somebody from your chat just
subscribe to the.
They just dropped their top 5. Oh, he did put Bloodborne in there because I agree. Sometimes you think you safe just the rest, and bam, getting smacked.
That just getting snuck up on is a jump scare. At the end of the day, like I've gotten jump scares in games that's not even supposed to be scary. You know what I'm saying? Call of Duty fucked me up sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
That's what. Before we close it, I'm gonna see if this. Let me just stop screen and try to present it right. See if it play the audio for it.
I actually fuck with Lazar P. I haven't got jump scare from it yet.
But this is on.
Shots. Now you die. Oh my. Okay. Wait. Are you coming?
I did not. This nigga had been following me the whole fucking time, bro, and I did not know. And what's so crazy is I freaked out so much, bro, that I didn't even realize that if I would have like stayed paying attention, I could have survived, because that first hit he hit me with did not kill me. It's just I didn't give a fuck after I got jump scared. Nigga pulled up on me. I was like, bro. But yeah, I just wanted to drop that real quick and show that hey, Bloodborne can be a horror game if you let that motherfucker be.
That's facts. That by Daylight the same way, even though it's supposed to be a scary game. Like when you play against certain people like Michael Myers, who has the ability to just like make no sound and like sneak up around the corner and stab you out of nowhere, that just scares the fuck out of you while you're just sitting there looking the opposite way. So anything can catch you.
But yeah, you can go ahead keep closing it out.
Oh, yeah, my bad. I just caught on to what he said. It was a delay. My brain was focused on smoking. Anyways, we do appreciate you guys stopping by, watching the video. Excuse me. Let me finish that up. We appreciate you guys stopping by, watching the video, whether it's on the stream or the later video he'll be dropping on YouTube at Banana Boat Nation. Yeah. Please check it out later. Go ahead and leave your comments. Let us know if you agree, disagree, if you wanted us to talk about something. This is a community show. We want y'all to engage with us so we can engage back with you guys. So that being said, we appreciate y'all love and support. And as me, Leo the Moon Man, and that's.
Then I will say, where did our names go? Where did the names go?
Yeah,
there you go.
We're gonna get better at this, guys. Yeah, I promise you. We're gonna get our shit together. All right, guys. Love you.
We out easy.